Hey Stash fans, welcome to the Mully Stash Show. So you could tell it's raining out, and I know there's this whole thing saying you shouldn't wash your car in the rain, but we're actually going to wash the Stella because we're not going to be in the rain, we're going to be under cover of the canopy, but also because the first thing you should do before working on a motorcycle is to wash it. The mosquitoes are attacking my finger, which I'm holding the camera with. So these mosquitoes in Louisiana are... Alright. I'm not afraid of a mosquito, I just don't like getting bit. Anyway, so we're gonna wash the bike. So this is gonna be, I don't know, episode 1 of Projekt Stella, unless I can come up with a better name. But we're gonna wash it, and we are gonna see about the shifting part, hopefully. So without further ado, I'm going to go get some bug spray on and get the bike out. Alright Stash fans, now the bike is semi-degreased. I sprayed a lot of degreaser on it and then used just some regular of the car wash and wax. I guess I could use Dawn to try to degrease it more because it's really dirty. And I finally found out how many miles it has. The guy told me he thought between 4,000 or 5,000, but when we can get it wet, you can see, well, you can't see right now, but when it was wet, you could see it said 64. I think it was 6458. So 6,500 miles. So it's, I don't know, 1,500 or so more, maybe 2,000 more than I thought, and also more than he wrote in the title. So I hope that doesn't come back to bite me, because if he initially bought it the first time when he bought it, if it had more than the miles on it than he said when I bought it, then that's going to show a problem with the title. So we will see. Now we got to figure out why it's not shifting. So this is the control box, or the selector box. So it's a manual transmission, so when you pull the clutch in and go to shift, that should shift, and it's not. So it could be a broken cable, it could be a broken selector box, or the cables could be out of adjustment. It already looks like the cables have been adjusted, but the shifter moves really far without anything happening. And I looked online and it said if it moves a lot farther to the first position, normally it's a bad selector box. So we will see to diagnose. I don't have a repair manual for this particular bike, but I watched a video on YouTube, so we should I don't know. We should see if that works. Alright, Dash fans, I don't know if it's able to see in here. It's hard for me to see. I can show you right here. So there should be an adjuster on the cable like so that goes into this control box, or the selector box. As you can see from the gears, this is 4th gear notch, 3rd gear notch, 2nd gear notch, then neutral is in here, and then 1st. But there should be a selector here on the other side to shift the other way. And if I pull this cable out, you can see that it had broken off inside the box. There's the screw sticking off inside there, and it's flush on this side. So instead of taking it out, drilling it out, pulling it out, they put a bicycle cable on instead, and they left the adjuster on this side. So that's why it's not shifting, I think. I'm willing to bet that's the main culprit right there. Now I'm going to have to look to see if I have another one that came with all the box of parts or not. So that's kind of messed up, cheap way to fix it. So we will see what happens. If I take this shifter box off, I'll have to probably do a gasket. At least I know for sure I'll have to drain the oil out of the crankcase. I don't have any new oil to put in. It's 30 weight oil, but I only have 30 weight lawnmower oil, and I don't know if I want to use that or not. But he said it didn't shift, thought it had, needed to be adjusted, or I think he knew it was wrong. I think it was him that tried to fix it. If he's lying about the mileage and lying about other stuff, don't know. So we will try to see what happens there. Hey Stash fans, so as I've been working, my memory card on my GoPro has gotten full and I don't want to stop to empty it, so I figured I'd bust out my iPhone and show some steps along the way. So to shift, you would push the clutch in and then you would shift 1 for forward or down 2, 3, 4, and the dot's neutral. So it hadn't been shifting. This cable here was disconnected under the column here, so I got that, and I had to try to get the cables up more from underneath here. They weren't in, so I thought, hey, under this cover I could get access to the cables. Well, that's not the case. The cables are run in through the frame. Don't know how to get to them because I don't have a repair manual, but they come out here and then it goes to the shifter here. Now this wasn't shifting, so I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. The barrel adjustment over here had been sheared off, so they just put a bicycle cable in without an adjustment over there for fine tuning. So we'll see how much of that I can get to work the way it is. But I'm gonna stop recording so I can use my hands. Hey Stash fans, so I guess I'll put the little Stella in view since the Stella's the star of the show. So I was unable to get the shifter to work so far. I connected the cable up at the front, and I've tried a few times to adjust the cable at the back, but the cable goes through a little hole and then a little screw tightens it down, and that's what holds the cable in. And the little screw tighteners I don't think are the right size, because even when it's tight the cable still slips. So I think I probably need new cables, which I have new cables. Well, I have the new casings. I don't think there's the cable for the inside. I don't know why he would give me new casings for the outside, but not the new cable for the inside. So I need to go get that, and I need to go get some oil, because I drained out the gear oil, but it's pretty gnarly, and it turns out I don't have any. But the vet called. Not good news. They think the tumor, the cancer in my dog's face, they think it's moved to his spinal column, because he hasn't been walking, so they want to give me different medicine to try, so I'm going to head over there real quick and pick that up to see, and I'll pick up some oil while I'm out. And I don't know, I'm going to have to go do some investigation online to find out about the cables and the shifters. So I guess this is kind of end of part 1 for Projekt Stella. So we will see when I get parts about doing part 2. Alright then, thanks for watching. Chicken, liver, pumpkin, and water. At least he's eating now without me having to, like, hand feed him. Kind of. This is the first time in days that he's eating without me actually putting it in his mouth. I guess these mesh trays really were a good gift.